So there's been a lot of AI this conference. Should be, it's in the title. This is not AI. I'm going to try my best not to talk about AI at all. So if you have questions about AI, I can answer them. I do a lot of AI, but I'm going to try my best to go around that to provide you guys a little bit of a sanctuary from the AI discussions that we've been having the last 5-6 hours. So I'm going to talk to you guys about how to actually create great stories within pharma marketing, whether that's on social, whether that's on email, whether that's for patients, for HCPs, basically anybody that you're trying to convince somebody of something. And it's called the billion view formula because I've been able to help brands get billions of views using this formula. And it's mostly around storytelling. So I want to give you guys what in the Yellowstone is happening here. Why is this guy dressed as a cowboy? And it is really my story. So this was my grandfather's farm when I was growing up. I spent all of my summers here helping him tend to his 60 head of cattle. So I really got my start in being a cowboy. Thankfully, I didn't go that route. I didn't take on the family business. I decided to get into advertising, which is much, much better. Am I okay? Am I bumping the mic by accident? No, I'm good. And I decided to go into business for myself. So I run an ad agency out of Copenhagen. We're called Kubbco. My last name is Kubberness. I just took the name, as you do within advertising. And part of my journey to get here, wow, we good? It's a sound effect, it's the rain. So I started in advertising, and one of the things that really informed me or sort of shaped who I am is I ended up getting Crohn's disease. Does anybody know Crohn's disease? Yeah, okay, a lot of you guys, amazing. And it landed me in the hospital. And at that point, we've been doing a lot of communications for different brands, from FMCG to travel to tech, all these sort of things. And over the last few years, I've really started to hone in on life sciences, on pharma brands, because being a patient myself, seeing the inner workings, also working with pharma companies, it really has become a pet project of mine, a love of mine to actually help pharma brands do better. Because I have a dream to actually help pharma brands do better storytelling and communications, not just for HCPs, but also for patients, because it's needed. It's a big area, and it's actually, I don't think AI is actually going to solve this. I think it's actually the humans in the room here that are going to solve this. And, you've heard a lot about HCPs today because not only is this about patients, but it's also about HCPs because HCPs are people. That was one of the key learnings I think you guys saw this morning, is that we have to start approaching HCPs like they are people. They scroll on social media, they, consume products the same way that we always do. And I think pharma has been neglecting that side a lot. So this is not just towards patient engagement, this conversation that I'm going to have with you guys today. It's also about HCP engagement. How can you do that better? Because brands really don't know how to tell stories. People don't know how to tell stories, even though there's thousands and thousands and thousands of books on this, and even though that as humans, that is one of our core capabilities or one of our core things that makes us human, we're really bad at this normally. And there's a reason. And I kind of like to use this model here. It's not mine. It's called the Dan Harmon Circle. Anybody Rick and Morty fans? So Dan Harmon was one of the co-creators of Rick and Morty. He's done other TV shows, and he's broken down great storytelling into this circle, into this wheel, where you start here. You have a hero, right? The hero's journey. You have a protagonist that needs to get something right, needs to change the world in some way. Something is wrong with the world. They go out into the world, right? They start on their journey to find the solution to that. They search. They find it. But in order to take it back and innovate, they must pay a price. They must sacrifice. Things have to happen. Obstacles have to get in the way. Challenges have to be met. They bring it home after they've met those challenges, also at the same time sacrificing, and they change the world, both their world or the world of others. It's a very simple formula, right? Yet we don't do this. Oftentimes, pharma brands and brands in general cover these last parts. The rain is coming down. Wow. I'm that electric, people. You as the company, we've changed the world. We've developed this drug. We've gone through these trials. Like, we've gotten to this end. We've innovated. We're amazing. Look at us. No, there was no sacrifices. No, it wasn't hard. No, we didn't go on a journey. We just discovered this amazing thing, and we are the greatest. Come buy our product. And it doesn't work. Nobody gives a shit. We haven't told them that we had to go through the trials and tribulations. We had to fight for this innovation. We had to go and search for it. We had to develop it. Instead, we go to the end and we do the press release. In all of our content, doesn't matter if it's HCP content, doesn't matter if it's patient engagement content, we skip to the end and we forget that what intrigues them about us is that journey, is that story. So I'm on a mission to try to help brands, help people tell that story, to start to remember that this is the full way to do it. In order to bring order out of chaos, we need this. Otherwise, it's just order. And nobody thinks that's interesting. So the formula is really the real story, which is that full circle, told properly, which is the second part of this conversation. And that is, how the heck do you tell stories properly, specifically in social media? In my agency, we've broken it down to these parts. A great hook, told with suspense, with a great payoff, equals viral potential. This is what we found across all the thousands and thousands of pieces of communication that we built over many, many years. This is the formula. And the funny thing is that social media has accelerated that, because all of us have no time in the world. We're scrolling super fast. It's only the things that do these things that actually capture our attention. So whether you're scrolling on social or you're reading an email newsletter, these things still apply. And on top of that, we need to layer in something called stakes. Not juicy steaks like I had last night with my team, not the ribeye steaks, but the stakes is in what is at stake. What are the consequences of failure, and what are the consequences of success? Because without stakes, the story doesn't matter. And just a little slide about us, we've helped companies do this across the board, many maybe even sitting in the room today. But we've helped lots of pharmaceutical brands, med tech brands do this. So let's go back to the formula, hook. A lot of people say you have 3 seconds in social media to survive, or 3 seconds in the inbox. You do not. You have 1 second. You do not have time. So you really have to hook people. And I'm using Duolingo here because everybody knows it. But essentially, the hook can be broken down into visual, auditory, and also text-wise, right? So this is a good example. From a visual standpoint, what is standing out here? Anybody? The owl, right? This is clearly set up. This isn't by accident. So we have visual appeal. It's grabbing us. Oh, that's interesting. That's quite different compared to these people. We have a visual line up. So from just standard graphic design, we have a leading line is what it's called. We have some text that is supposed to be relatable when all you can say in French is bonjour, which, can anybody say anything more? Oui, oui. Oui, oui. Comment ça va? Bien. What else? Je m'appelle. Okay, we got some few ones. Okay, I love that. People are rocking the French. They know the Duolingo. So, but this is a very relatable scenario. So we have that visual line, we have that, and we also have the auditory line, right? Because now social media is all, audio first. It's no longer the other way. So here's 5 hook types that you guys can use today to stop the scroll, to grab attention. You can take a screenshot of this. I recommend it. We have the curiosity gap, right? A good example, we followed every protocol during development, yet one result stopped us in our tracks. This is how a pharma brand can communicate, but choose not to. Because they don't want to highlight that there was something in development, that there was something that stopped us in our tracks. But it doesn't actually, affect compliance. Pattern interrupt, everything you think you know about symptom flare-ups is wrong, right? It's a pattern interrupt. What do I not know? What do I know that is wrong? Identity. If you support someone with chronic pain, you need to hear this. What do I need to hear? Problem solution. If your treatment plan feels stuck, this might be the reason. Stuck treatment plan, solution, this is the reason. It's a simple way to communicate. It seems like very basic when you look at it and you're like, this is not new. But this is funny, because a lot of pharma brands, a lot of med tech brands do not communicate this way. Last one, story intro. We were hours away from stopping a trial early, then one result changed everything. This is a story intro going back to our Dan Harmon circle. This is how you do storytelling, folks. This is how you hook people. And I hope that you guys take away some of this into your brands that you're working with to try to do this. Common hook mistakes. It's too vague, lacks specific intrigue, doesn't grab quickly, clickbait without delivery. This is common, right, where we set it up and doesn't deliver on the actual promise. 5 ways you can make $1 million tomorrow. Can you deliver that? I'd be quitting the agency, that's for sure. All right, so common mistakes. Next part, suspense. This is one of the other clear parts that's lacking. Why suspense works. What is suspense? Creates anticipation, right? We saw in those hooks. How do we create that anticipation of what am I going to see? Prevents swiping away, right? Because we want people grabbed into it. We want them to feel that suspense. And it balances also the tension. We don't want too much suspense. If you ever watched a horror movie that was like suspense all the way through, your brain gets completely mush and you're not interested in it anymore. They need the tension, the relief, the tension, the relief. It's a good example of suspense. What's the stakes here? What's the suspenseful element here? Anybody? This is an easy one. Come on. Will she get eaten? The shark, right? Is the shark coming? Do we have an antagonist in our story? Is it the disease? Is it stigma? Is it society? Is it access to drugs? What is that antagonist? If we do not have an antagonist, we do not have suspense. We do not have a story. Otherwise, it's just a lovely swim. Right? So we need to find our sharks. Some good tactics you can use if you want to survive in social suspense. So promise and delay, tease a resolution, don't necessarily deliver it later. Mid-video curiosity, open new questions. So if you're building content with video, trying to keep the user, the video viewer, the user, I call them that, engaged. So mid-video, try to pick them up again. Pacing shifts, alternate fast and slow. This works really well. And strategic elements, use pauses, music, editing, all the classic storytelling things that we see in movies and television. All of these things still apply, even though you're creating social content or even newsletters or even, e-detail or, HCP engagement stuff. It still applies. Last part, the payoff. So the payoff is sort of everything. It drives action, right? It's a call to action. It makes them like, it makes them share, it makes them follow, creates value, it justifies a viewer's time. No payoff equals wasted views. Viewers will feel cheated, right? So what is that next step? Are they taking that innovation out to the world? Are they sharing that with the world? Are they helping you get the story out? Are they helping to break that stigma? Are they getting their patients more information? What is it that you want them to do? Be clear about that. But it has to justify the viewer's time. It has to make them go, I need to share this. I need to take this out to the world. Right? So make it very valuable. 4 types of viral payoffs. So revelation, did the content reveal a hidden truth? Did it drive new meaning? Did it drive more insights and change a person's perspective? Transformation, did it show a before and after? These are great payoffs, right? This is where we were before. This is where we are after. This was the patient before. This is the patient after. This is your, treatment plan before. This is your treatment plan after. Did it not only show it, but it make you really see the bigger picture and the big changes. Small changes don't do so well, right? Go big or go home. Educational, was there mind-blowing facts that might not be already known? Or new statistics that just came out? Did it reveal some data that was not considered before? These are great payoffs at the end to really get them engaged. Did you get it? Get it, Scott? Okay, good. Last one, emotional. Did it make the viewer feel something? This is a big one. I leave it on its own slide by itself because it's probably the most important one. Did the person feel something? And don't be afraid of these emotions. Don't be afraid of laughter. Don't be afraid of tears. Don't be afraid of sadness, elation, joy. These are why we share stories. These are why we love a brand or don't love a brand, or love a product or don't love a product. These things are really important to actually capturing their attention. Why your payoffs might suck today. So one of the ways that we find is actually not working in social right now is actually asking for engagement. So if you see some of your teams creating social content where they're actually at the end saying, hey, like, share, follow, click the notification bell, sign up to our newsletter, the algorithms hate this. So take those all out. If you've earned it, if you've earned the newsletter subscription, or if you've earned the click-through, those things will happen. So it just happens when it's done, because the thing is that most of these are directing to off-platform. Go to a link in bio, these kind of things. Social media platforms hate these because you're taking them off their platform. They want people to stay on the platform so they can serve them ads. Yes, the things that I make. So all platforms hate this, right? And you haven't engineered it. So a lot of the afterthought that comes when it comes to the payoff it is an afterthought. It's like, oh, we should tack on something here. You have to think about it in the beginning. What action do we want them to take? And put that in the very, very start of all of your conceptual work, all the things that you're asking, your teams to do. Come up with where are we taking them and why are we taking them there, or not taking them there, but what is our call to action? What is our payoff at the end? The last part, the stakes. This is my favorite part, guys. So this comes down to why should people care? The stakes are why it matters. Higher stakes equals higher retention, obviously. It keeps the viewer watching. If $1 million is on the line, and we're watching How to Become a Millionaire, do you guys remember that show? Yes. Yeah? If $1 million is on the line, it will probably intrigue you a little bit more than if it was How to Become a thousandaire, right? I don't know if that show would have been as popular if people were like, you can win $1,000 if you come on this show. Okay. I think all of us would be like, no, I think I'll watch Survivor, right? So higher stakes equals higher retention. Emotional connection is another great stake. What is at stake when it comes to the emotions? Is it someone losing? Is it someone winning? Is it somebody being happy because of these outcomes? Or is it someone being sad? Is it someone dying because of these outcomes? These are things that are emotional for us. 4 ways to raise the stakes in your content. Location, obviously, is a big one. Someone skydiving versus someone in their bedroom, there's higher stakes when it comes to that. Depends on what they're doing in their bedroom. But there's some higher stakes usually when it comes to skydiving. Props, danger or surprise, right? So surprising props, surprising elements, dangerous props, they can be really good. Characters is another place that I'm going to pinpoint or double-click on in a second here, because it's another area where I see clear, low-hanging fruit for pharma brands, is actually expanding on characters, because characters have an emotional connection. How we see the world or how we interact with the world largely comes down to interpersonal relationships, right? Boss versus employee, mom, daughter, doctor, patient. These things have interpersonal connections that matter and actually can level up the stakes if we do it correctly. And the last one, 4 ways is have higher consequences, right? Risks of failure. Level up those consequences. So I told you I was going to show you guys something when it comes to characters, because I think this is a really good example of it. And yes, it's social media content, it's not pharma content, but you can kind of see how characters play into this. Are you ready? I don't believe you. We're curious. You're not ready, you're curious. Okay, here we go. Sound up, we're good? Am I raising the suspense here?
Hey, I made it!
Hi! Mommy!
You look so beautiful! You look so beautiful!
So for those of you who can't read it in the back, it's a woman trying on her wedding dress, and her mom lives in a few states away. And her mom surprises her and shows up to the fitting, right? This goes viral for one very big reason, and that is, of course, it's relatable, but it's because of that emotional connection, the mother-daughter relationship, and the scenario that we're in, right? It wouldn't have as much weight if it was her teacher, right? Am I right? Yeah, so the interpersonal relationships between these two people are really key to selling the story, really key to the emotionality within it and how we feel about the content. So when you're producing your content, really think about, what characters have we set on the stage here? And what relationships do those characters have between each other in order to make this more emotional, make the stakes higher? I'll probably play again here. Oh, there we go. Another good way is show the risk early. So make it urgent. Time pressure creates tension, right? Someone must solve this within the next few minutes. Something has to be done now. If we don't, the whole world's going to blow up, right? If this disease does not get under control within the next few years, we're going to see a massive problem with our infrastructure, a massive problem with this, that, and other things, right? Create that urgency. It's really important. Make it personal. Direct it towards the regular people that it impacts, and make it painful. It's a tough one, but show the pain. The risk of loss or failure needs to be felt. And I'm going to double click on this as well, on make it painful, because it's a really important aspect for pharma, because sometimes you guys shy away from the pain, which is weird because you guys are solving pain in a lot of ways. And I want to just show you how to put this all together. Maybe. I got to get closer. Here we go. So this is a video. It's going to take all things into like, we're going to take hook, we're going to take consequences, stakes, suspense, we're going to take location, props, we're going to take in sound, we're going to take in the whole lot. This is probably the most perfect viral video you will ever see. Also relationships, okay? This has everything in it. Are you ready? I can watch this video all day. It's so good. The pain. It's relatable. We can all relate. The women in the room are like, yeah, retribution. Right? Companies dealing with menstruation pain could have easily made this video, but they don't. And it would pass regulation despite, You guys might think that it would never get through compliance, but it will. We've done it. So, I want to expand everyone's mind here to try to think outside the box, try to think about these story elements. How do we bring this in? I'm going to show you a similar one that we've done. It's actually not similar. But it's storytelling in a sense, and in an interesting way. It's for a pharma brand, and I think you'll see like a little bit of what's possible.
Let me tell you a story about feet and diabetes. A man was in his kitchen when he experienced a tingling sensation in his feet. He shrugged it off as something unimportant. A burning pain sneaked up when he was practicing the foxtrot. Later that day, as he reached for a book, he felt a surprising numbness in his feet. Putting on socks after his afternoon nap, he saw the skin on his feet was shiny and smooth. "This is shiny and smooth," he said out in the open. And when leaving for his daily walk, whilst trying to squeeze into his shoes, he noticed his feet were swollen, and it hit him. "Oh, these are symptoms of foot problems when living with diabetes." The man then walked out the door to see his doctor. Discover more healthy feet tips at diabeteswhatsnext.com.
So, this is possible, right? With storytelling, there's consequences, we have a character, we have sound, we have interesting props, we have all of the elements that make a good story, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just curious thank you. In your experience with your pharma clients that you mentioned before, how is the level of openness into testing something different?
Yeah.
I've been in different industries, and I've been in this one like for more than 10 years, and I think I turned into serious, formal, of course, content preferences from our HCPs. Mm-hmm. And even though sometimes I think like, okay, they're humans. There's something that should resonate in what we are sending apart from the relevance of the content. I haven't seen a lot of daring on doing something different.
Yeah.
So from your perspective with your clients, what would it take for someone to dare to go out of what is the more traditional? Because I think it's the fear to non-compliance, the fear to be different, the fear to offend.
Yeah.
So all of these things probably are in my colleagues' minds from time to time when we create content.
It's the two most important things in our world is courage and data. So you have to have the courage to try, and then you have to have the data to back up that it works. And the good thing is that what we try to do to advocate for this kind of stuff, and we try to convince people, is like, listen, we can test it tomorrow with ads. We can run this and see, does it resonate? Is it relevant? And we could spend $200 on it. And the great thing is like the way that we're producing, yes, it takes a little bit of work, but it's not ridiculously expensive to test this out, to make it. So I think the thing that we try to say to people is like, listen, we understand you have fears. I totally get it. Let's do one and test it. We don't have to build a big brand house and go to strategic work and hire McKinsey and like, let's just do one and see how it performs. It's not going to break your brand. It's not going to, but they will. And we ask the marketers themselves to keep us in line. Like we can't go off the deep end and start doing something that will put them into a brand shitstorm. But the other thing is that most brand shitstorms pass pretty fast these days, guys. We're very hung up on this, like the Twitter trolls and the people out there that are going to wring our necks online for things that we do. But this passes very, very quickly in these days, right? People move on from the rage. Yeah?
Maybe just because I know what you mean, just if I can share my perspective on that, there's two aspects. Because usually there's already expertise and there's opinion. Everyone in Belgium, we say everyone has an opinion just like you have a nose. So you need to make sure that you put the opinion aside, even if it's compliance. Is it an opinion or is there a risk? And then, but that one is quite difficult to achieve. Can you quantify the risk? And risk is always...
Risk is on a spectrum.
Yeah, no, but the risk is probability times impact. And then the impact can be just, we get a bad comment, or some people will not like it, or a 2 million fine. So it's again, are you swimming or is there a shark below you? What's the consequence? And it's also about trying to quantify that risk, but compliance doesn't like to quantify the risk. So that's then something that takes, again, courage to go, and I will use a very big word, fight them, and try to get that risk quantified. Because otherwise you don't do anything, and we all say the same thing. We say, join our symposium. We have a panel of experts, and we don't make any claims, because even here there is no claim, but this wouldn't even fly. So that would be my perspective.
Yeah, there's no claims in this at all, other than it could be signs of, diabetic dermopathy. Yeah. Yeah, and it got 1.2 million views, which is fantastic, right? But I also think it's like, you're not going to win every battle. And I think you have to also give up, kill your darlings a bit and be like, okay, we didn't win this today. Next day we'll try a different tactic. Next day we'll come with, because we've had tons of stuff on the cutting room floor that just never see. We've shot and actually edited and gotten full stuff done that then ends up, getting killed, right? So I can't take one more question. You can ask me afterwards. Is that okay? It's just because I'm way out of time. They're going to kill me. And I really got to get going here. Sorry. All right. So going back to the formula, the real story told properly, right? Dan Harmon's circle. This is how you tell it properly. You need hook. You need that suspense. You need that payoff. And you need the stakes. Okay? And I have some stakes for you guys. All right? And also in the world of AI, we need human connection. So I have my team here, some of my team. I have Kamal Kadar and Uzao. Do you guys want to wave? They're back there. They each have a part of a secret code, okay? I have the last part of the code. If you find them during this event, go talk to them. They will give you one part of their code, and then come find me. I have the last part. And if you bring those two codes to me, I will give you a $100 gift certificate to Amazon. This is how we're gamifying human connection here at Next. So I hope you like it. Don't be embarrassed. We're nice people. We're not trying to sell you anything, trust me. I'm trying to give you something. Give us a head start, okay? Yeah, run now. Hide in the bathroom while supplies last, okay? So I'm not telling you how many supplies I have, but at some point I'll be like, okay, this is eating into our Christmas budget, guys. So let's see how far this goes. But yeah, $100. And then the last part's here. Plus you'll get a copy of my new book, Hook, Line, and Sinker. Just released here in August. It has all of this information, plus 100 more pages, 200 more pages about this, and a section on AI as well. I told you there's no AI, but there is a little bit. And then if you guys need more from us, we have a ton of webinars and live streams and stuff like that. There's 2 here that I think could be really good for you guys, which is how to scale pharma and medtech content. If you take a screenshot, you can click into these later. And then also one for AI and life sciences. This one is if you're really looking for tactical ways of using AI, not just buzzwords, not just strategy, not just pie-in-the-sky ideas, but how to actually do it. This webinar's live stream is for you. Yasin told me the other day, or yesterday, he's like, the intro is way too long. So skip the intro. Jump into 10 minutes or 15 minutes in, and then you'll start getting the massive amounts of tactical stuff right in that. And do I have one more thing? And I have one more thing that's AI. Actually, I lied. This is AI. We have an MLR tool that we've built, basically feeding in all of the FDA regulations, also the European regulations. It will give you a risk assessment on how non-compliant you really are with your content. So if you've got a script, you've got anything, just message me, email me at chris@Kubbco. It's invite only, but I'll send you this. It's a fun little ChatGPT tool. It works well. It does not replace your real MLR people. I just want to put that as as a caveat. But it's a good check on, okay, is this, is there any red flags here? And it'll say, yeah, you need to claim here, you need to do this, you need to do that, okay?